Welcome to the CBS Eye on Money show. I am Jill Schlesinger, and I am joined by Mark Talercio, the best executive producer in the world and co-host of this program. Hi, Mark.
Hola.
Are you feeling back to yourself after your illness? Are you should I take you out of the closet and tell everybody that you had COVID?
Well, I think we did that last week.
All right, good. All right. So how are you feeling? You're post-COVID. You've now finally tested negative. How are you feeling?
Feeling pretty good. I would say 90% finally tested negative after 11 days, but feeling good. Good enough that I hopped on the Peloton yesterday.
Oh, good for you. And your spouse did not get it and your son did not get it.
No.
That's incredible, isn't it? I mean, it really is. It's just remarkable. Like, this thing is the weirdest, you can't predict who will and will not get the virus.
It's not like we're in a house with like a outdoor, like a deck or a patio. We're in a smallish New York City apartments. Not a lot of places to escape to either. So
I was figuring that I would get a note from her, which was, you see, this is why I want to move, Jill. I thought that would happen amid this period of time. I'm glad that it did not. So this is the program that takes the mystery out of your financial life, hopefully. And we try to help you make smarter, or maybe just like better financial decisions, not even smarter, but just better financial decisions based on what you think your goals are. If you have a question, just go to jillonmoney.com and click the Contact Us button. And then you complete a form, and right under the form it says, hey, would you be willing to come on the show with us? And you know what happens if you check that box? Mark does everything else, because that's just the kind of guy you are. Today, Mark, we are joined by Erin in Seattle. Hi, Erin. Welcome to the program. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's very, very delightful. And you're waking up early for us, so we appreciate that. How can we help you today?
Well, my husband and I are 42. We have young kids and both working. Our number one question is, are we on track for retirement? I showed my husband our pension amounts. I pretty much told him he has to work till he's 67, and he kind of freaked out a little bit.
Oh, no.
So I'd like to verify my information. I have a couple other questions too, but that's kind of the main one.
Okay, Erin, how much do each of you guys make right now?
I make $160 and he makes about $150.
Okay, great. And you are both entitled to a pension when?
Well, it depends when we take it, what the amount is.
But when were you first eligible for it?
Our pension, we could take out at 65.
Okay. At age 65, what would your pension be, you, Erin, and then what would his pension be?
Well, I don't like it. I like the pension amount at 67 better, but at this point, it's about a little over 2,000.
Okay, and for him?
A little under 2,000, so 1,700.
Okay, got it. Now, give us the 67 time horizon. What would that be?
It's a lot more. My pension at 67 would be pretty much $5,900 a month.
Wait.
Yeah.
How does it? I don't understand. Wait a minute. Mark, did you see that? Like, wait, what? So is that?
It doesn't sound right.
It doesn't sound right to me either. Are you sure?
Well, we work in education, and that's we're administrators, but we're part of the teachers' retirement system. Yeah, I think it's a difference. I double checked it, and for him too, it's $5,300. So that's why I told him 67 sounds a lot better.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Is it because there is some benchmark that would be like 30 years in the system? Like, is there some?
No.
Is it like no?
No.
Well, that's a no-brainer.
This is really is a no-brainer. I'm sorry for your husband.
I know. He's going to be so good at retirement. He's like king of hobbies. And I'm like, I can work forever. But he was pretty disappointed when I shared those numbers with him.
I mean, what I would do is this, just because, like you said, you double checked. I would talk to someone do you have someone in a union representative who does this stuff all the time? I want to triple check this, because that I've never seen a jump like that in a municipal pension ever.
Yeah. We have a financial advisor who's very familiar with the educator pension system. That's only half of it, though. We also, I think it's called a defined benefit. It's like a savings account for retirement, right? It's not a 401k or anything, but we also have money in that account.
You mean a defined contribution, I think was what you mean. So your pension is a defined benefit plan.
Okay.
So this would be a defined contribution, probably a 403B. Is that what it is?
We have a 403b, but this is part of the retirement system. I have 180,000 in that account. I contribute 7%, and my husband contributes 7%. He has 148,000. And so that's like, it's been described to us as pretty much like a savings account for us.
Okay, so this is an extra, a defined benefit. This is quite a game plan. First of all, 7% is good. So
Okay.
what's in the 403bs?
I have a Roth 403b through work, and that's $26,000 right now. I contribute $500 a month. My husband has a 403b that only his work contributes to. We don't contribute anything to it. They put in $500 a month, so that's just awesome. $16,000 in that account. We also have some other accounts, some IRAs, rollover IRA, Roth IRA. Do you want those numbers?
Yeah, why not? Give us the. So first, let's do the pre-tax IRAs. So those would be your rollovers.
I have a rollover with 10 grand in it. My husband has a Roth IRA, 41,000. My husband has just a regular IRA at 15,000. And
how about cash? What about like little cash on hand?
Yeah, we have about 115,000 for cash on hand.
115, not
Yes.
one. Okay, got it. Great. That's fantastic.
And then a brokerage account with 23,000.
So if he were to retire before age 65, there's a 0 pension. Is that right? Or you can't collect it until you're 65?
I don't know.
Let's find that out. I don't think it's 0. What I would like to find out, here's my big question for the benefits folks. If my husband worked how many years does he have in the system right now?
I would say like 18.
Okay. Here's a question. If my husband were to work until he was 60, okay, and he would have then, 36 years into the system, right? So that's a lot of years in. If he works until he's 60 and he then stops working, can he still collect his pension later at age 67 at $5,300 a month? That's what I want to know.
I want to know that too. That's a great question.
Because then we could get him out. I have a feeling that it's not so much he has to keep working, it's just that he can't collect until he's 65 or 67, which would make a ton of sense. Having like a cliff for your pension makes 0 sense, meaning that I don't think that's how most municipalities roll. Let me ask you a couple more questions. First of all, how much money do you guys spend? You save a lot of money, make over $300,000 together. It's a lot of money. How much do you really need to live on?
Yeah, we were talking about that last night. We really need to figure that out. I will say that we have about, at the end of every month, we have about $1,000 to $2,000 that we can set aside into savings.
No state income tax in the state of Washington. I do know that. You have some kids?
We do.
Oh, I forgot about them. Gosh, I forgot all about them. Okay. So how old are they?
We have a 3.5-year-old and a 6-year-old. And I did want to chat about that, their 529 accounts a little bit too.
What do we have in there?
Well, we have an account for both of them, and then their grandparents have one. So combined, the 6-year-old has 26,000 in hers.
Okay.
And the 3.5-year-old has about 20,000 in hers. So question is, when do we just kind of set it and forget it and let it grow?
And right now, how much are you contributing to those 529s? Do you do it on ad hoc or do you do it on a regular basis?
We do $200 a month for each child, and so do their grandparents.
I'm trying to figure out how much you really need to live on. See, that's really where I am right now. Tell me about the house.
Yeah, we just bought a new house 6 months ago. It's our forever house. We love it.
How much?
The real estate market here is just blowing up, so it's already gained in value by quite a bit. I bet we could sell it for over $1.5 million.
Oh my God! What's the mortgage balance?
$678,000.
And the mortgage interest rate?
3.25.
30-year, right? And it is your forever. Okay, great. All right. I'm just doing a quick take here. You are contributing quite a bit of money to retirement. So I just want to make sure I understand this. So you're putting away the 7% into the defined benefit plan of each of your salaries. So we have that. So hold on a second. So 310, I'm doing some back of the envelope, 310, 7%. So that's 21 grand. And then you're also putting in 500 a month into your Roth, right? Okay. And then your guys are putting 400 a month into your 529, right?
That's right. And then
Okay.
in addition, my husband's school district puts in $500 a month
Got
to
it.
his 403B.
Got it. I got it. So that's all, but I'm just trying to count up how much money you guys are putting away. Because
Yeah.
what I'm trying to figure out is what you actually are living on. Because it seems to me you are doing really well. So there's 32,000 plus, let's call it another 1,500 a month that you have extra. So of your 310, what it looks to me like is that you've got about 50 grand a year in saving. How about that, Mark? Pretty good, huh? And so if we look at that, so we say 310, I'm going to give you a tax hit of that, 250, 200. Would it be surprising for you to learn that you are living on something close to 15 grand a month? Does that sound like too much or too little?
No, I'm not surprised. We live in a high cost area and have pretty high daycare costs as well.
Yeah.
So
Okay. All right.
I'm not surprised, unfortunately.
That's not bad. It's not that and you can afford it and you're saving a ton of money. So now here's why am I doing that little exercise? Because I'm looking at your age 67. Okay. And by the way, when you get pensions, will you also get Social Security? Will you be entitled to that as well?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, good. So if we look at just your pension amount at age 67, it's $11,200 a month. Then you guys will also probably have, I don't know, another, I'm going to guess, 6 grand a month, Mark, for Social Security. Does that sound right at their age?
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now we're basically pre-tax got 18 grand a month for you guys. And we know that you're saying 15 grand a month is what you need, but it's a funny thing because in some respects, some of your costs could actually go down
Yes.
in the future. But okay, we're set for you. You're great. You're in great shape. So yes, you're on track. I really think that if we can answer this question about your husband's pension, things will be crystal clear for me. So what I really want you to find out is this. Husband works till 60. He does not collect pension till 67. What is that amount? That's what we want to know. Now, Mark, what do you think about all the money that's going into retirement right now? Should we continue with this? Should we change it? What's your opinion?
If it turns out that those pensions are indeed those big numbers, I think maybe you can redirect a little bit elsewhere into some, into a brokerage account.
Right. That's what I'm thinking, because what I'm considering is this. I don't mind the defined benefit, the 7%. Is that compulsory? Do you have to do that, by the way?
We're locked in. Yeah, we did have some flexibility early on, but now we're locked in.
Okay, that's fine. So what I would be doing is this. Let's find out the answer to the question first and foremost. What is his pension amount? Just whatever it is, and then you're going to get back in touch with us. You've got this extra let's call it $1,000 a month right now. Mark, should that money go into the brokerage account or in the 529 account?
No, I would do the brokerage. I would keep doing the $200 that they're doing per kid, and the grandparents are doing that. So each kid's getting $400 a month. I think that's a good number.
Yeah, I do too. And I think that if you come back to us and you say to me, oh yeah, we're golden. It'll be 6 grand for me. It's going to be 5 grand for him. We're good at 67. Then the reason why we're advocating building up your brokerage account is that you're going to have an interesting period where, let's say at his age 60 to age 67, we're going to need some extra money that's flowing into the household. And we want that extra money to be either he's tinkering around and getting a job doing something that's super fun and really stress-free, or you've got plenty of money in the brokerage account. One way or another, what's going to happen is that 18 years in the future, both of your kids are done with college. Mostly, just about, right? Because a 3.5-year-old. I think that what I'd like to know is where exactly do we stand on the pension for him to give him some relief? Here's one last question for you. Mark, should you be the person who starts asking the annoying, nudgy questions about estate and life insurance?
No, they know to expect it from you.
Okay, here we go. Erin, tell me that in your role as a school administrator, you know how to dot I's and cross T's, meaning, have you done your estate planning? Do you have wills? Do you have guardianship instructions? Do you have healthcare proxy? What do you got going on?
We've just drafted that with the lawyer and we're signing all the documents next month.
I feel so happy. Congratulations. And what about life insurance? What have you guys got?
Well, that's another question I have for you. We currently have $600,000 for each of us, but since we got those policies, our income has increased, and so have our expenses. So wondering if we need to increase our life insurance policies.
Do you have this as a term policy right now?
Yes.
So I would. Mark, how much do you think they each need?
Probably $1 million.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking $1 million each. So if you could get $400,000, and don't go crazy, you can get it for 15 years. You can do a 15 or a 20-year policy. Really, we're just trying to get you to a point where the kids are really taken care of and God forbid anything happens. So I think an extra $400,000 would be perfect, and do it really cheap, term policies. I guess so the other question is that for all intents and purposes, if you were to pass away, what happens to the pensions? How do those work? Do you know?
Never thought of that question. I'll
would
put that on my list.
Yeah, when you're talking to the person who's going to tell us the answer to the question about your husband's pension, let's also find out and say, hey, what happens, God forbid, I drop dead tomorrow? What is my pension benefit to my husband? Because maybe, just maybe, if there is some pension amount that goes to the survivor, maybe we don't need the life insurance. I don't know. You probably still need the coverage, but I'm interested anyway to know that, okay?
Yeah, I'm really interested too.
We really want to thank you so much for joining us. Erin, do a little research. Let us know what the answer is on the husband's pension, and then let's make some good decisions for you guys moving forward, okay?
Yeah, thanks so much.
Oh, it's a pleasure. If you, like Erin and her spouse, have a question, all you need to do is go to our website, jillonmoney.com. A form will pop up when you hit the Contact Us button. Don't forget to let us know if you would like to join us on the air live, because it's so much more fun when you're live. So do that. Check out all the great stuff we do, including our free weekly newsletter. And we are hopeful that you check out our other podcast, which is called Jill on Money. So, you can just follow us in both of these podcast feeds. It would be great. Mark Talercio is the co-host and the executive producer. We're distributed by CBS. Let's do something nice for someone else today. That would be really helpful. Curiosity, compassion, community. Thank you for listening, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.